Listen up, Gotham. This is Batman. Tune into the Bat Fanatic podcast with Sammy Warmhands.
Hey everybody, it's the Dark Knight of Rap, Sammy Warmhands, and this is the Bat Fanatic podcast. That's right, after a long fucking time, we are here with a Bat Fanatic Friday to wrap up the end of the year. But first, I want to shout out our friends over at Rare Mark, sponsoring the show. Rare Mark is your home for original art, sketches straight from the source, like Arthur Adams, Art Germ, Frank Cho, and so many more. And you can get a free account on raremark.com. No second takes, guys. And use our code BATFAN for $10 off your first order of $100 or more. So check out Raremark. That's with a Q. And we are going to be talking about the best of 2025. So welcome, guys. I've got Dunk from Albany, New York. What's up?
What up? It's cold as fuck.
I've got Gramps out here in Dallas, Texas.
Howdy.
And Grumps from Queens, New York. How you doing?
You see me.
Yeah, like the other guys on your podcast, because they keep the mics and or they keep the screen off.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the Bat Force, man, but you guys
a little behind the times, those guys.
I thought you guys were like the Trailblazers, man. You were here first.
Okay, I think we're semi-retired, I think.
I'll go turn it on. I'll be like, oh, another one of these where half the screens are blank. How am I supposed to jerk off to that?
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Here's some voices for you.
And so, yes, I introduced these guys, myself, and coming from the West Coast. The only one here, actually, from Eugene, Oregon. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We were talking that before the thing. I just put two and two together. You're from Eugene, Oregon, where I'm a big sports fan. I just realized that's where the University of Oregon is. So you must be a big Ducks fan, right?
When I was a little kid, yeah. But it's one of those like all-consuming things that is frankly obnoxious. As soon as I hit adulthood, like you can't go anywhere without, go Ducks. It's like, okay. And, my dad shared this same pet peeve. It was really, I don't really get the obsession with all these kids who, or with all these people who did not go to college, who are entangled in this like cult following with kids who aren't from here for the most part, playing on this team. Like I just don't understand what the deal is. So
it's like Oregon's pro team, just much like like the state of Oklahoma where I grew up. You have the University of Oklahoma, you have Oklahoma State, and then you have little brother Tulsa University. But that's really, as far as sports, the three programs. So you pick your team.
You only have like
you
a
pick your identity.
Basketball team, and that's
now
it.
They have a professional basketball team that they actually won the championship.
That they took from Seattle.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't even talk about that. he's part of this cult that my wife is part of. But in Oregon, I mean, that's all they got, man. So
yeah, it's huge, and I was really into sports when I was a little kid.
I have the photos.
Yes, I sent them to you. My display of like Batman stuff is not unlike, albeit it's more sophisticated now, but was not unlike how hard I went on the 49ers when I was little. And, on flag football team, my flags said Sammy Seau down the side, like Junior Seau from the Chargers. And it was
an error.
All I was about, man.
You were adorable.
Like Madden 93 through like 96, that was like my era, but it just got into this weird, like it was more about, and that's why I use the word cult. It was like more about the the outfits and the tailgating and the whatever. And I was like, do you motherfuckers even know like the players' names or like, like do you
something
even
to do?
Like, do you even know what play that was? Or like, when you sit around and you talk about it, you never drop like the coach's name, or you don't like, do you even know what you're talking about at all? Or is it just this thing you're supposed to do? And so I wrote a song that was a parody of a big song at the time. There was these U of O students who made this song called I Love My Ducks, and Nike had all this official merch that was like, I love my ducks down the t-shirts, and it was huge. And they filmed this music video here at Autzen Stadium with all the cheerleaders and the players and the fucking crazy shit. And I was offended, one, as like a rapper. I was in a rap group at the time, and I was like, what the fuck? None of you motherfuckers, you never been to one show in this town. What are you doing fucking making a rap song in my town? And then they were, kind of fueling the fire on the whole, like what I thought was annoying duck culture here. And so I made a song called Fuck the Ducks. And it was a parody of that song.
Give us a verse and chorus.
And it was in the
That's
chorus,
like me in autocorrect.
In the chorus, it was like "fuck the ducks," oh, because they had the big group. Oh, it was like I love my ducks. Oh, so I took that. I was like "fuck the ducks." Oh, and I'd say like, "You're just a walking commercial. If you thought about it, maybe you wouldn't be controversial." And it was like "fuck the ducks," but double fuck the fans who pledge allegiance to the brand. Don't think, just do it, man. And I filmed.
Nike put us straight.
Just
Jesus.
really DIY with just little HD cameras running around. But I filmed in all of the spots that I could get access to that they filmed their video.
You went on campus?
Yeah.
Oh,
I went
nice.
down to the stadium. I went down to campus and I was filming in all the same spots. And I did it just like really half-assed, just in an afternoon real quick, and put it up, and it got like 3,000 views in the first 24 hours and had all these fights in the comments, and it was like starting to like really
some duck fans came out of nowhere and were like, what? God.
Well, and the craziest thing is like my biological dad, who he never showed a lot of interest in my music necessarily. He wanted the actual shirt I made for the video. He wanted that shirt, so I gave it to him, and he would wear it around town. And this motherfucker would go into the comments and he would argue with the people.
Oh, Jesus.
He was having fun.
He had a blast. He's like, you motherfuckers.
He was in it.
Yeah, dude. It was like Jay and Silent Bob. It was like, you are the ones who are the ball lickers, so yeah, that whole thing. Someone just commented the other day.
Is this on YouTube?
It's old, it's bad, but it's there. It's there. It's funny.
Oh yeah,
it's funny, but it's not.
It's
not like my good rap songs, but it's funny. And the I posted a video this summer about retiring from performing live, and someone just commented on it this week, and it was like, "Oh, Sammy, sorry to see you go, man. Fuck the Ducks is a classic."
Yo, 11 years ago. This is real, guys.
Yeah, it's old.
Wow.
That's funny.
So today we are going to talk about some things, hopefully not that we hate
I'm
enough
to save
to
that tab. Sorry.
hopefully not enough to make diss tracks about. Which the funny thing was, like, the opening line of that song before the rapping, just in the intro, I was like, this song is not about ball players. This song is about the bullshit culture that blah, 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 consumerism, blah, 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 and so like everyone who did get mad at it, just like missed the entire point.
Missed the message. Yeah.
They missed the entire
You're not
thing.
mad at the fan base or anything. You're just mad at like
there were like Huskies fans that were like, I fucking love this song. Yeah, fuck the Ducks. I'm like, it's about you too.
I wonder if Phil Knight heard this song. I hope he did.
I don't know. I took it down because the first 24 hours, it was like all this bickering and crazy shit. And I was like,
ESPN runs it.
I was like, I don't want this to actually go viral. And so I took it down for a couple of years, and then I put it back up. and so it's there, but I had to stop its growth period.
Oh, it's on now.
Yeah.
4 minutes and 2 seconds, guys. I
So
can't wait
that's
to
me.
do after the fact.
Well, yeah, the beginning of it is me watching their video and be like, oh yeah, we could film there, we could do that, and like
I'm gonna tag Dan Lanning on it. That's
I don't know who that is, so go ahead. Feel free. Nice to meet you, Dan. I don't know you.
Whatever.
But today, some cool stuff happened that I wanted to share, and I made a little video about. I've been like going through like getting my first tattoo experience and like what that's been like, triggering my like needle trauma from when I was a little kid, and have some fucked up doctor stuff that messed with me. And so today I had to go get my blood drawn again, and each time it's been getting better and better because I've been trying different things, and so I try to make this actually like a positive video just to help people who have other people have reached out and been like, oh man, I have the same problem. It really fucking sucks, dude. I can't, blah, blah, blah. And so I thought, well, hey, I'm getting a lot better. Let me share this with people. But awesome. What I didn't share is that I also had to bring in from home a stool sample. Have you guys ever done this before?
Yes.
Yeah. One of the things that I told my doctor about my lifelong digestive issues is I was like, oh, well, and there's also a thing, I don't know what you call it, but I call it a swamp thing. And he's like, what? And I was like, if I have anything with food coloring, it could be Christmas cookies, it could be crunch berries, anything with food colors, doesn't matter what it is, my body processes it as green poo. Green.
Nice.
Yeah. And I've always called it a swamp thing. Like, oh my God, I took a swamp thing, And so today I had to do my stool sample, and it was still green from 2 days ago when I had some blue ice cream. And I was like, oh yes, this is going to be hilarious. And so I wish I could see the lab techs faces, because I had to, put it in the little tubes and they take it and do their thing. But when I go back for my follow-up, I'm going to be like, I fucking told you, right? I told you.
No, here's what you should have done. Should have got some of Frank's and took Frank's in.
Oh.
Really messed with them.
Well, when I told him, he was like, I've never heard of that happening to anyone. I was like, no shit. Okay. And so in my mind, I was like, it'd be funny if that actually winds up happening when I do go to take it in. And it did happen. So if you guys have fast forwarded through the first 10
and
or 15 minutes.
Yes, guys.
See, that's why I like the Fanatic Fridays, like there's no deep dive. We can just fucking
anything can happen.
Talk about funny shit.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Alan Moore aside, I want to go into just, this is very loose, but
obviously
some of our favorite. It was solid. I was so proud. It was one solid piece. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, what a miracle.
Just start.
Christmas miracle. But we had, if we're to start with comic stuff, we had some good stuff come out this year. We talked about this one on the show. We did an episode about Superman with David Corn Sweat. Had some other some stuff come out on the big screen. What was it for you guys that really hit in terms of movies? It could be a comic book movie. It could be something else. But Dave, how about you? I put you on the spot. Did you go to the theater at all this year? Did you catch some stuff on streaming?
Yeah, I don't go to the movies much. Superman obviously got my attention this year, And obviously I give it a high rating because it gave me back that nostalgia of like having hope. Like, I remember being a kid and watching superhero movies and like walking out feeling hopeful.
You walked out of Superman? Oh my God.
Yeah. When it was over. But it
okay.
was, I think for me, that was the one movie this year that I paid the most attention to. I really paid attention to much anything else at all. I'm trying to think of like what I watched streaming wise. I really can't think of anything.
Were there also any series that you guys watched? I've got a couple things in mind myself.
Yeah.
But
series wise,
I watched a couple.
I don't know. I might get like some thoughts about when you guys say things, but like superhero wise, I can't think of anything that stood out. Series wise, I did dabble more in anime this year.
Oh,
and I got into I've been into Demon Slayer.
Oh my God!
Which I think I'm on season 4, but I missed the movie this year because I wasn't done with season 4 yet. This is the whole thing; you have to watch it in order, right? And so I had to finish season 4 and I could watch the movie that came out, and then apparently there's another movie and maybe the final season, and then 2 more movies after that. But another series I got into was Attack on Titans. And the only reason I got into that is because so many people told me how great it was. Then I started watching it, and it's like these massive humanoid things attacking these towns, and they just look like someone's naked drunk uncle. And I was like, I don't understand this. Like, what? And then as time passed, you realize that there's more to it, and who is controlling these things. And I'm like, oh, okay. God damn it. I'm watching anime now. But it started when I was younger, but whatever. Now, those are the 2 shows I watched. And then I need to like catch up on so much more. I feel like I'm behind on The Boys. I'm behind on a bunch of other series. But movie-wise, the one thing was for me was Superman.
I wanted to piggyback on that because you're talking about, it's called Demon Slayer. Is that right?
Yeah.
K-pop Demon Slayer. Is that what it is?
No.
It's different than that?
No, there's Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
And then there's the K-pop one that came out, that movie.
Okay.
Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, the movie was crazy popular.
I tried this year to get into Arcane because
yes,
so many people in the cosplay community were obsessed with like all the Harley.
This character, the character with the purple hair, and then
all the Harley people became hardcore Jinx people, and I was like,
okay,
I don't know what this is, and I'm gonna look it up. And so I watched a couple episodes, but it starts out when she's like a little kid and she's not yet Jinx. It's kind of like a linear origin story. And so I watched, a couple hours of it, and I was like, this is a cool style visually. I get why it's interesting, but I'm like, I'm not invested enough to ride with this thing. And everyone's like, oh, you got to wait till like season 2. I'm like, I don't really want to watch 10 hours.
But season 2 is like fucking 35 episodes. Like to get to season 2 is like, yo, like, all right, cool. Let me waste 17 hours of my life.
Yeah.
To get to the good part.
Yeah, it didn't really hit me.
It's
Grumps,
tough.
you were saying there was some series that hit you this year?
Yeah, recently I watched hold on, let me look up the name. I watched 2 good ones and 1 bad one. The good one was on Netflix called The Beast in Me. That was really good.
That was a great show.
I haven't
really
watched
enjoyed
that.
Yeah. Terrible one. I could only make it through the first season, and that's because I told my boss I would give it a shot. Absentia on Netflix is absolutely terrible. It's daytime soap level bad.
I hate that when you take recommendations from someone you're like a casual acquaintance of and you don't really,
and it's horrible.
They don't really get your taste, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, usually we're on the same page, but he was all I recommended The Beast in Me to him. So then he watched, loved it. And it's how we were looking for something else. And it's like I found this, and man,
wasn't it?
It's just bad. It is bad.
Yeah.
So
How many strikes did he get until you stopped accepting his recommendations?
I said I'll finish it, and man, I was dragging at the end. But it's 3
permanently avoid
seasons,
that
so I
person
could.
because you don't want to talk about it, and it's just
Yeah, no,
right.
I fucking text him like, bro, this is terrible. Fuck that.
There should be a strike system though. Like, all right, after this, dude, like, listen, I don't recommend me anything.
Yeah, I mean,
everything you say sucks.
I have a friend who's recommended a couple of stinkers, but she's recommended me enough that, like, how do you know me that well that this random thing fucking clicked? You know, where I'm like, okay,
but then you thought this was okay.
But then the next, like, how do you get this? Like, what? You know? But I'm still giving her a chance because she's had some really good ones.
She redeemed herself.
She knows sometimes.
There
like,
is redemption.
You give me these fucking art house films with no fucking structure that just kind of like, come on, you know. But I want to say about Beast in Me. This year was my summer of Claire Danes. I got hooked on Homeland.
Okay, yeah, that was good.
Dude, shit, I gotta watch that again.
Blew me away, and
I didn't finish it, but it was good. Yeah.
Great ending. I highly recommend picking up the later seasons. But yeah, it's fucking great. And Claire Danes is one of my favorite actors now. She's really, really good. And so I saw this new show coming out, and it was like right on the heels of me finishing that series. And so I was really stoked. And the guy that she's acting against, the antagonist of the show, is so fucking good.
Yes.
He's one of those presences as like, you know, I mean, the show is like, you know, did he do these things he was accused of or not, you know? But if I could call him the villain, like, when he walks into a room, the way he talks to people and the way the energy shifts and the way he kind of manipulates them, like, he steals the fucking show, man.
He does, yeah.
I knew him from Perry Mason on HBO, and this is a completely different role for him. I never, I was just shocked by his performance.
I had never seen him before, but I was blown away. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, it was absolutely great. I also saw another crime show that really surprised me. I'm not a particular fan of Amanda Seyfried. I don't really know a lot of her stuff, but she's got this new movie coming out this week, I think, with Sydney Sweeney that looked interesting. And I was like, I want to look her up. What's she been doing recently? You know, is there something maybe I would have liked? Because I think of her for like rom-coms and some of the, I don't know, I guess lighthearted fare. And she did this show that's on Peacock that's called Long Bright River, and it feels like True Detective. It feels like, you know, big city crime drama. She's walking the neighborhoods like The Wire or something, and I was really, really impressed. It's a much, much different type of thing for her, but it's just like a 6 or 8 episode miniseries. But Long Bright River was really fucking good. That's probably like my favorite live action series.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. If you got the Peacock.
If you got the cock. I got one more. I just finished it. It was on Apple TV, called The Last Frontier.
Who's in that one?
God, I don't know the actor's name. Let me look it up. It takes place in Alaska. What's this guy's name? Oh, gosh. I don't know. It doesn't say. Oh, Jason Clarke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got some other no-name actors in there. Well, Alfred Woodard is in there, so she's not a no-name, but...
Apple's got some good shows. I haven't got around to a lot of them, but they got a pretty good hit rate.
Too many streaming services.
I know, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, that one I got with my Verizon wireless plan, so all right.
Gramps, what do you got for How about, since we're on shows, were there any shows that jumped out at you this year?
Let me turn my mic on.
Oh, that helps. Yeah.
I'm always a late comer to a lot of shows, TV shows. I don't watch a lot of TV. I mean, with my wife, we'll sit down and we'll just kind of binge some of the shows, especially like series that may have even gone off air. Like there was one time we literally watched all of the seasons of Game of Thrones in like a month.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a lot. It was almost to a point where I was like, I don't want to watch any more of this, but you got to know what happens next. But and we did the same thing with The Sopranos too.
Oh yeah, I've binged that series front to back numerous times.
I just started rewatching it.
But
if you ever hear my accidental East Coast accent come out, it's genuinely, it started after I binged so much of that show. And it's just been part of my DNA.
New Jersey Italian.
It's almost like we literally watched that before our last trip to New York. So it's like, there you go.
Well, see, one time we saw the guy. The first time we were in New York, we were coming by this theater, and the dude who played Big Pussy was right there on the sidewalk. I'm like, oh shit.
Another series that we watched was Chad Powers. Circling back around to the football theme, the sports theme.
Yeah, I don't know it.
And it's on Hulu. And basically what it's about is this quarterback. I think he actually was for Oregon. He messes up in the national championship game. And he drops the football before running in the winning touchdown. Because a lot of guys will do that in the end zone. They'll get in the end zone and drop the ball.
So many people in college do that.
He dropped it too early.
Right.
And he lost, and the other team got the ball, ran it back, won the national championship game. And he just becomes just a screw up for the rest of his life. And
I was like suicidal.
Yeah, suicidal.
That's the first thing you do. Yeah. Like,
and
Jesus.
Becomes Ray Finkel, right? In Ace Ventura.
His dad just happens to be like a makeup and effects artist for like Hollywood movies and stuff like that. And he's like, hey, I need you to he still lives with his dad, and his whole life's a mess. And he was supposed to get a contract with the XFL, but then
back in the day.
Yeah. But then also what happened at the end of that game that he lost is that there was this little kid there on like a Make-A-Wish visit who loved him and wanted his autograph, and he blew the kid off and got in a fight, punched the kid's dad, and this all happened on national TV and just really ruined his life. Well, what set him off on this spiral is the kid passed away. And
so it's a comedy.
It is a comedy.
Oh.
Yes. Actually, it is. The kid passed away, and it brought back all those memories and all this thing on ESPN and kind of put him in the spotlight again of being such an asshole. And he just spiraled out. Well, then it just so happened that, it all goes back to a college program that I think they lost a quarterback or something like that. And they're having open tryouts. And just on a, epiphany, he just says, you know what, I'm going to try this one more time. And he steals his dad's makeup kit and makes up this character named Chad Powers. I mean, completely makes prosthetics on his face and nose and wig and adapts his hillbilly accent.
It sounds like Kenny Powers, honestly. It sounds like Eastbound and Down is what's happening.
It pretty much kind of is. But what's funny is that, this all started because there was like some spoof commercial or something like that Eli Manning did. And if you don't know who Eli Manning is,
yes, I do. Okay. I've seen him on Comedy Central roast of Tom Brady.
Okay. Yes. He's an NFL quarterback that he went and dressed up as kind of a hillbilly and showed up at this college and was just like blowing them away with his passing. And they didn't know who he was.
Gotcha.
That's kind of the premise of his. He shows up.
I gotta watch this now.
It's great. It's great. It stars Glenn Powell as Chad Powers, and
oh yeah, that guy's good. I like him.
he plays for the
It just came out this year. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays for like the South Georgia Catfish, which is the perfect name for this whole situation.
Yeah, catfish.
Yeah.
And
so I'll just pause the plays. All the hints are there.
All right. So I want to pivot though to some comic book themed stuff though, because
you didn't let me finish for something else.
Finish? Good God, that was the start.
That was the start. Because you guys mentioned some movies. I think it also needs to be mentioned. Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that was a great movie. Although
that was my favorite comic book movie this year. Actually,
I really didn't get to watch the last third act because the movie theater projector burned out, and it was like coming in then out, and it was like
weird.
It was like playing. I could hear the audio. I heard the great fight, and then I'd come in for 5 seconds and go out.
Weird.
Oh wait, that's on Disney, right?
Now I've got to rewatch it.
Ah, shit! I got Disney for a reason. I was trying to catch up on all the shit I haven't watched, so I'm gonna have to watch that before the year's over.
I missed it in the theater, and I think it was the first day or weekend that it dropped on streaming. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah!" I totally missed the mark on this one, and I just watched it by myself one night and was like, "God damn, this is solid." It's got this sort of Batman the Animated Series quality about the sort of past and future. It's like a timeless feeling of this weird little universe that they're in.
Yeah.
Where it's got old tech, new tech, and it really feels like a lived in real world, which is very cool.
The Jetsons.
Yeah.
And like
but also like 50s cars and shit. So it's like
it's timeless. You don't know where to pinpoint the time period, which is great.
Right. And I
need more of that.
Yeah, and I like the fact that even in the beginning it says that it's not like the main Earth. What does it say? It's like a different Earth. So it's part of their multiverse that they're also building in.
Yeah, I wondered how that would work too, because when they first showed the little teasers and stuff, I'm like, that doesn't look anything like the MCU that we know.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we'd already had the John Krasinski cameo in the Doctor Strange movie, so I was very confused by all that. But it turned out really good. I was very happy with the cast.
And I'm not really a Fantastic Four fan. I don't read the comics.
I've never read one of their comics. I watched each of their movies one time, and I didn't think they were quite as horrible as everyone said. But I also didn't have any expectations because I don't know them that well.
So
to
much
me, the best one was that Rise of the Silver Surfer one that actually has Doctor Doom in it. But that was like a franchise that I was like, why do they keep making Fantastic Four? And it's specifically because they have to keep making the movies to keep the license, kind of like the Spider-Man stuff. But this one, I was like, okay, that was worth it. That was good. I like that.
The OG comics are good, though.
Yeah.
The Lee Kirby books are really good and fun.
Fun fact, the Fantastic Four were some of the first clients of Daredevil.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As a lawyer?
Yes. As a blind attorney.
Yeah.
I just beat the shit out of all of them.
What was the thing? Somebody posted the other day, it was like,
wailing.
God, I just want to thank you for, all the blessings in this life or whatever. And like, anytime I see some corny shit like that on the internet, I'm going to make fun of it in some way. And so I took it and I just tagged Gramps and I said, God, I just wanted to thank you for making Matt Murdock go blind.
And what did I respond?
Well, you said, yeah, me too, or something. And I was like, what the that's your guy. You shouldn't want.
Well, without him going blind, he wouldn't have become the man without fear and actually saved so many lives.
So his suffering for your entertainment. I see how it is.
His sacrifice went to serve the greater good.
But no, you had a better one.
Two eyes lost 1,000 lives saved.
We both almost said like, well, thank God for killing Thomas and Martha Wayne or something, but neither of us did. You had another one that you said. Oh God, I remember. I remember. He said, God, I just want to thank you for killing Frank Castle's wife and children.
Jesus
Christ.
Well,
that's twisted.
Yeah.
There's those who seek revenge, and there's those who kill everyone. And I'd rather have someone who kills all bad people.
So before we leave this topic, I want to throw out one more series. It's an animated show that came out nearly 1 year ago, but it came out this year. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh.
Did you guys enjoy that show? Did you watch it?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
I really liked the new take on it, and I thought...
Is it on Disney? I'm going to add it to my queue right now.
Yeah, check it out.
I got Disney.
It's kind of a different version of Spidey in a way, but I really liked it, and I thought Leo Romero's character designs were just great. I love the way his Peter Parker looks, and I like the side characters, and it's like right now I'm reading Spider-Man by Straczynski, and there's stuff where he's like a teacher, and he's in his old high school teaching, and when he sees kids struggling, he'll kind of like take an interest into them, and it turns out like this girl's struggling because her brother's in a gang, and now he's getting mixed up with bad people, and then he's got to like, okay, how do I deal with that? Does Spider-Man deal with that? And he's got to kind of wrestle this, and his lives are blurring together. And there's a little bit of that kind of stuff in this show as well that I think is very, very cool. But yeah, it's really, really fun. I'd highly recommend it, and I can't wait for the next season.
It's definitely on Disney.
There's also a newer show that's Tales from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I just randomly came across when I was browsing on Paramount, I think. And it's made in the style of... It's like a 2D animated version of the kind of Spider-Verse style that they did on Mutant Mayhem Ninja Turtles movie that came out a year or two ago. But they just dropped the second season of that, and first few episodes were great on the first season, and then it kind of dropped off a little bit. But same cast from the movie and all that. Much like Fantastic Four has an actor from The Bear. So they got really top quality voice talent on them. But anyway, if you're into those characters, those are good shows to check out.
Very cool.
I wanted to talk about some of us collect autographs, and I did a nice thing, but then I have fucked it up entirely, and that is I got all of us these signed books from Matt Fraction.
Very cool.
When Batman #1 came out, I did this at Rose City, and he personalized one to each of us.
Awesome.
And
those are like the big oversized one, right?
No, these are regular. I'm just holding it close to the camera.
Oh.
Sorry to disappoint. No,
I was thinking about that. I was like, how's he going to mail that?
Yeah, fuck that.
No, it's like, okay, cool. I can mail that stuff out this week. And then another bill hits. I'm like, oh, God damn it. And so, yeah, I just been a little behind, but I'll get these out to you guys this week so you can have them for Christmas or whatever. But I want to talk about autographs. Were there any signings you went to, conventions you went to, anything you picked up in the mail?
Well, I actually, the one big signing for me this year, although I lucked out at MegaCon, we had Delato and Libremajo, right? They're rarely in the States.
Yeah.
And then at New York, we had I had Delato again, so I lucked out there. But at San Diego, I had Paul Dini for the first time. And
yeah,
I didn't have anything with Paul Dini because I didn't think I was going to make it to the line because I was working.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over to Nathan Zerdy's booth, and Zerdy gave me this book, and then he signed it saying, Paul Dini rules.
Nice.
Dini rules here. And then Paul Dini's signature ended up being right over here. So that was pretty cool because I actually finally met Paul Dini something I didn't think was going to happen. So that was like a one of a kind signature for me this year. After God knows how many years chasing signatures.
Yeah, that's rad. Like I've got one from him through a mail-in, but I've never got to meet him or Bruce Timm.
Yeah, that'd be a goal. Bruce Timm would be huge. But then it's weird because I got a bunch of Frank Miller stuff signed that I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for my the Dark Knight Returns issue 1 first print. I got signed by him and Klaus. That should be my personal copy. I can't wait to get that back. And I have a few year ones. I'll keep the highest grade for myself, and then try to recoup some of the money back.
Yeah, I've got
spending that much money for a Frank Miller signature.
I got issue 3 signed with the bat emblem because it had all that negative space with the bat.
Yeah,
have him sign that.
Yeah, that's the first Carrie Kelly cover.
Yeah, where she's tiny at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then I think I got year 1, number 1,
nice
as well. But yeah, gotta have Frank. Speaking of Frank, my favorite signatures this year just had to be John Bernthal,
nice.
Frank Castle. I probably talked about that experience on the show already, but yeah, he was a cool guy, and he just really, we mentioned, I think off air, Daredevil Born Again, that came out this year, and that show was my introduction to both characters. I hadn't watched the original Daredevil.
Oh, okay.
What?
I hadn't seen the Punisher.
Have you watched it yet this year?
Well, kind of. My wife was a fan of those, and she watched, like the Jessica Jones. And
you're still able to get that experience. I'm so jealous.
Well, yeah. So she was always a fan. I was like, I don't know, man. That's fucking only Texan football guys like this. Blind superhero. I don't know. And she's like, well, will you watch Born Again with me when it comes out? I'm like, yeah, okay. So I watched that, and I really liked it. I really like a courtroom drama, and the fact that they spent so much time with his alter ego, I thought was great.
Yeah, he was fighting himself the entire time. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the couple episodes that they had with Frank Castle making appearances, I was like, holy shit. And I was like, I need to find his portrayal. And so I watched his show, and then I watched
season 2 Daredevil.
I found kind of. I found a person who does fan edits because I was like, man, I really liked the second season.
You have to watch it.
Hear me out. I was like, I really liked the second season of that Punisher show, but it was like 2 different things jammed together. And I found a fan edit where someone actually took the 2 storylines and separated them and just streamlined it a little bit. And so I was able to actually rewatch the whole Punisher thing and enjoy it a lot more. I thought the guy did a clever edit. And in there, he also had an edit of all of his stuff from Daredevil season 2. And I was like,
you need it. That's 100% needed.
I watched, it was a 3.5 hour cut of Daredevil season 2 with the Frank focus. And also, the law firm.
So well done.
That sounds so weird to me.
I'm going to write a diss track for this.
Who's an artist who's against AI is out here watching chopped up shows and edits.
Yeah, because there's something you got to think though. Also, background in hip hop and sampling. To me, it's like watching. I started it because people were doing restorations of Star Wars. The original.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, the originals from the original film reels and whatever. So I started with that, and then once I'm in the community, I'm like, oh well, what are these fan edits that people make? And people make a less shitty version of The Flash. And I was like, oh, I'll watch that. Or a version of Spider-Man 3 without all the dumb Venom stuff and the fucking shitty dance scene and stuff. I'm like, oh, that was really good.
And then, with those, you watched the movie first though, right? And then you watched the edits.
Yeah. And in this case, I had watched the Punisher seasons, and then I watched the edited ones, and then I was like, I could watch a truncated version of Like, I don't like Daredevil. I think Matt Murdock's an interesting character because like I said, I like a lawyer.
Yeah.
But I really didn't care enough.
The series is so much better. It's so good. Thing. Like I don't read the comic books, but I watch the series and I'm like, I could watch this because my attention span is gonna keep me here. Now that I've watched so much of Daredevil, I was telling Gramps, I was like, yo, fuck, I think I want to read Daredevil now because I'm kind of in it. It's kind of like me picking up the Punisher book.
Yeah,
After watching Born Again, I was like, fuck, I got to read some of this shit because there's a lot more that I'm missing out on.
If you're gonna,
there's a reason the storytelling's so well done in these series, and that's because the storytelling was done way better in the books. And I'm like, fuck, you know what? Time for me to read this shit.
Yeah, it is. All of you.
I just subscribed to my first Daredevil book. Because I went in and just bought one off the rack. It was the new Daredevil Punisher crossover, and I thought I'll give it a chance. And I absolutely loved it. I loved the Batman style artwork on the whole thing, but particularly in the Daredevil shots. And I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely am in for this miniseries. This can give me a taste. And I still want to go back and read the Frank Miller stuff in the beginning, but
I took that book up, Sammy, and I put it back down because I saw they had Daredevil with the gun taped to his hand, and that's what they did in the TV show, and I think that's what they did in the old comics. And I was like, what is this?
Repeating?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I think for me, like, I wanted to give Daredevil a chance at the Rhode Island. I was David Mack was there, and I met Charlie Cox. I met fucking Kingpin himself, which
Vincent D'Onofrio.
He was just the nicest human being. And then he was like, I had this book, I had this cover that he was on, and it was obviously Kingpin and Daredevil, and it was a cover that David Mack did. He was like, oh, David Mack is like, I'm gonna go to his table over and say hello to him. And I was just like,
nice.
I'm like, yeah, he's at his table right now. He's like, so who's at his table? Oh, yeah, I'll definitely go. If you walk by, please let him know that I'm walking by his table. And then right after that, I started watching. I found after Black Friday, they had $2.99 get freaking Netflix, Hulu and Disney. And I was like, damn, $2.99 a month for the full year. I'm in. All right, cool. I could catch up on all the stuff I haven't watched. And the first thing I thought about was Born Again. And watching David Mack's art
come to life.
And then on the walls of the killer he created.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh, Muse is his.
Yeah. And I was like,
no, David Mack did all the graffiti artwork around the city.
Yeah, for Muse. Yeah.
Oh, like a Tim Sale and Heroes kind of thing.
That's also one of his characters he created. That's why he was part of the scene. Like he was also he was on the
Muse was created by I've got the books right here.
God, I knew that too because I looked it up and now I don't remember.
Ron Garney and Charles Soule.
Oh, so yeah, he was there for that purpose, and because he's part of the covers or whatever. He's been really involved with a lot of Marvel stuff. We look at Echo and all the covers and Daredevil, all things he's done, and he has this relationship where he was, he's on scene with these guys because of this movie, and I'm like, that's so sick, dude. And I'm like, you know what? I got to know more about Daredevil because I feel like an asshole not knowing as much as I should.
Here's what's cool about the Daredevil series. One, the actors and the production, the producers, and they are fully on board with the comics.
They invite everyone over.
They pull from the comics. They pull from. Yeah. It's like, okay, we've got this awesome source material. Let's use that. We're not going to sit here and try to make up like they do with Batman. Let's try to make up a new iteration of this character. No, we've got the foundation
we got what the people want
here.
Yeah.
We've got the Frank Miller stuff. We've got the Charles Soule stuff. We've got the you know, all of these guys, Mark Waid, you know, all these writers and artists. I mean, he has such a history. You're really doing yourself a disservice if you're not at least giving this character an opportunity, because there's so much that, I mean, if you like Batman, he is Batman
it's
of the
fitting.
Marvel.
Yeah, but shittier. Yeah, totally.
If you like street level, if you like Punisher, they have some of the most interesting stories together.
Punisher's crazy, dude.
Where
man, I'm in.
They're both trying to serve the same goal. They just have a different path to get there.
Yeah. Well, that's the perfect scene. Like when you watch in Born Again, and he's discussing, you know, you experienced a death. Oh, really? Like, you know, who's there?
Yeah.
Who's there for him? And it's like, it's like, damn it.
But I mean,
it's kind of a Batman Red Hood relationship.
Yeah. It's like we're aiming for the same thing, but like we're looking at it a different perspective. And yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about Daredevil after watching Born Again, because I'm
and
everything's lining up. I'm gonna have to start reading this shit. And I'm like,
the actors. I mean, they know these artists. They know these writers. They
know each other. They know about the comic. It's like nuts.
They're invested in the comics.
Yeah,
it's so cool. You know, and you know, I got to talk to Charlie and Vincent at the Dallas Fan Expo. I think it was like 2023 or 24, and it was just mind blowing.
How much they knew,
and how much they were, you know, just all in. You know,
yeah. That's another highlight. Legit. Like when I met both of those, that's what I felt. I was like, oh man, they're in it. And that's cool. They're
invested in it. They're not like, you know, I've talked to some actors before that they don't even remember the lines that they said. They don't even, it was just a job that they did, you know. Okay, yeah, you know more than I do, because to you rewatching and stuff, I've already, you know, a lot of actors, it's just like, that was just a job. And now I'm
on to the next thing. Yeah.
No. And the fact that this Daredevil, you know, whenever they did season 3 and then Netflix lost the rights or whatever, and there was a campaign, fan-based campaign, put out #Save Daredevil that, I mean, demanded and petitioned and, you know, just campaigned to bring back this show. And it got so much traction that Disney was just like, okay, let's do it. Let's bring it back. There's obviously an audience for this. It's almost kind of like, was it The Office that came back and did something like that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
I don't know. There was
like a Restore the Snyderverse thing, a Snyder Cut version of.
But this one actually worked because, I mean, there was just.
Hey, I have the disc on my shelf. I think the release the Snyder Cut worked, but you know.
Yeah. It's not the Snyderverse.
But yeah, I mean, check out some Daredevil comics. It's great.
I watched some more. You know, I watched a lot of comic guys on YouTube, and I was interested in like the Charles Soule stuff because one, I loved his Vader, and I didn't realize that he had written for the character, and two, I thought Muse was a really interesting character that I thought I would maybe like a comic version more than what we got, because I thought he looked really cool and his whole thing was sick. But then the way that I won't spoil it for anybody, but when you realize who it is, and in that kind of like final confrontation, like I was kind of let down by the guy it turned out to be, I guess.
I'll just say this. I was let down by the live action version because he did not even touch what Muse does in the comics.
Yeah.
He's not even close to the evil.
The look was perfect, but yeah, I thought the character itself, I was like, oh, this guy is like he's like a fucking incel mass shooter bitch. And not in a scary real way, like Paul Dano's Riddler or something, just in a like, you whiny little fuck.
No, Muse in the comics, I mean, he uses murder as his art form, and it always has a message, and it has a distinct message to the person that he is the true target.
So it's like the movie Seven.
It's very much like Seven, but it's even worse. And now here's a rumor is that he may be reprising in season 2 because Daredevil Born Again has been renewed for season 2 and I think even 3.
Well,
because in the comics, he's not. He's one of those. I think they're called Inhumans, which means that
it was mentioned a bit on the show.
Which means that he's not a human. So a single bullet's not going to kill him.
I don't know. Comic book logic,
we'll see.
you know?
We'll see. I know. Yeah.
Well,
stranger things have happened in Marvel world.
I mean, they reunited with Deborah at the end. So if we get Matt and Karen doing some lawyer shit, I'm in.
I met her this year. That was pretty dope.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. I was supposed to meet her the same weekend as Bernthal. She canceled.
I was like, I was standing in line. D'Onofrio, we're going to him first. I kept staring at her line, and I'm like, for $40, I got a picture with her. Duh. And it was like, I'm like, that's stupid. And I have VIP access, so I didn't have to hit the line.
Oh, you line cutting motherfucker! It's so you guys who fucked me.
And it was like, then we were talking about Dungeons and Dragons, of course.
Yeah, she's a dork. She was
telling me about a new set that came out that month, and I'm like, is that how I start? Like buying a brand new set? She's like, yeah, you have to buy an amateur set, and then you start with that, and then like give yourself like 3 or 4 months. And I'm like, holy shit!
She's become like the brand ambassador for this now.
Oh yeah,
I don't think she did much of anything between the Daredevil seasons. Like
really?
No, before that she had.
I think at one point she was. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, like struggling a little bit.
Well, she had she was a big character in True Blood.
Yeah, I knew her from that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that was before Daredevil, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, way before. That was like early. No, that was like 2007 or something.
She's got a few credits each year on IMDb. She's been in some stuff. I don't know how big they are. I haven't seen any of these, but I mean, she's working. But obviously, she's most known for this and True Blood.
Yeah, but that's enough. And for $40 a photo, I'm in.
I wanted to go back to because I mentioned not just autographs, but comics. We have a new Batman #1. We have the Long Halloween, and we have Hush 2. There's a lot of new Batman titles happening this year. Did you guys have any thoughts on these? Did any click with you or not work for you?
Well, for me, I earned my nickname, the Trade Whaler, for a reason. I'm literally waiting for all those to come out in a collected version because, with I think Long Halloween, it's been some time between issues. If I'm not.
Well, Long Halloween is a year-long run, so that's.
I know, but
that's what it is. But Hush has had mad delays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm just
because we already have 3 issues out of Matt Fraction's Batman, and the last issue of Jeff Loeb's still hasn't come out. So it's very strange the way that's working. Like 164 or whatever.
But Jim Lee's in the art, right?
Yeah.
So he's got a full plate with, being the head man at DC and doing the art. So
and traveling doing
cons every weekend.
Doing cons all over the world.
And it's a great way to slow down that run and then let Absolute Batman do its thing because that's exactly what's happening.
Oh, right. Absolute Batman. That's been a huge, obviously the book of the year, I think, in terms of sales and hype. It's not really my style of Batman, so I haven't checked it out. But have you guys read Absolute Batman?
Oh yeah,
dude, it's enjoyable. It's.
In fact, that was one of the books that I set aside. When you mentioned what you wanted to talk about, because
it's also one of my first sketches when it comes to that.
Oh,
I think we reviewed it on Bat Force, but I wasn't really.
Yeah, we did the first trade.
Yeah, I really wasn't keen on reading Absolute Batman because I was like, it's not in the main canon. It's like, what is this? This looks like, WWE Batman. But
you hated it at first.
No, I was just like, we needed something to talk about. They just put up the first trade. I was like, sure, I'll go buy it. I'll just check it out, see what can't hurt.
I mean, I think the last Scott Snyder Batman book that I read was Last Night on Earth, and at that point, I was like, I'm out.
Right. I mean,
like this is too fucking weird.
What can they do?
One of his many last Batman books.
Yeah, the final return to
But I'm telling you what.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. Dang it, Bobby.
Sorry, I can't not point it out when you do it. I love it.
I'll tell you what.
I missed you guys.
This blew me away. This really blew me away because it strips bare all of the, it rebuilds the Batman mythos from the ground up and takes away the rich boy, privileges and accessibility that he has. And
he kicks babies.
Babies.
He's living the dream right there.
No, what's really?
He had a noisy restaurant and he just drop kicks him.
Oh, and Alfred in this book, dude. Ooh,
hot, looking good.
No, he's.
Sorry, I misread your reaction.
Basically, a mercenary.
It's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. It's like, shit. All right.
Every character is flipped on, 180 degrees of what you normally know. And I mean, geez, it's awesome. It's awesome. I liked it.
The Batman AF. It's the Batman AF page. Did you guys see that one?
No.
It was like he's standing in front of a skyscraper, and it's like lit up with fire, like the Batman. I think it looks like his cowl, not his logo, but. Like in his ear, it's Alfred or somebody, and it's like, Batman, advance forward. And Batman says, Batman AF. And everyone is like, oh my God. Did you really just say that?
The art in the book by Nick
Dragata.
Yeah. It kind of blends a style. There's sometimes where it looks a little anime, but then
yeah,
it's also edgy in some ways.
Well, that's the one that has the Akira variant, right?
Yeah, but that was done by Javi Fernandez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, I mean, it's an Elseworld story. If you like certain Elseworld stories.
But we don't know how long it's going to go, though. That's why Scott doesn't have a limit to this yet.
I know.
I don't think it's going to stop for how much money it's made. So
it's making a killing.
And apparently all the storylines are nuts because everyone's talking about the Wonder Woman, the Green Lanterns, the Martian Manhunter. That'd be a weird name.
The Manhandler.
The new villain. Or Diddy. But there's so many great absolute universes built out of this, and everyone's just like picking up all these books. I talked to all my LCSs about it. And like, there's like 4th and 5th printings of the earlier series, of the earlier issues right now. Like that's
crazy.
Nuts. It's New 52 all over again.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that sticks out for me, and we've all read Snyder, and good Snyder, not as good Snyder. What I like about, and I've just read the first 6 issues, he doesn't get in his way. His own way, he lets it breathe. He lets Dragata carry a lot of the storyline with his art because, I mean, just give the first trade a try.
Yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. I think two things that kind of kept me away from it was just the initial stylistic appeal wasn't there for me. Because I tend to like mine, the grounded street level, psychological Batman, that kind of thing. Yeah. And this one just seemed like very 90s over the top kind of stuff. And so I wasn't quite sure about that. And then I was already subbed to a bunch of books this year. And I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
But then the other thing being, as a DC collector, my favorite thing to buy from them are the absolute editions. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You already have a whole prestige line of books called Absolute. And so like when I'm searching now for Absolute Batman, I get fucking every single variant issue of every single book. I'm like, you motherfuckers made it so much harder to find the fucking shit I want to buy from you. I hate it. So part of it was just a little spiteful, and I'm not as mad at that anymore. But
yeah,
I was for a minute.
That name, I hear you on that, because at first I was just like, oh, that's going to be a problem with collecting absolute editions, but I don't not like it, but
it's strange because Marvel has like the Ultimate Universe that came out, so they figured Absolute.
Yeah. No, like, well, we can't call it Extreme. It's not the 90s. What do we call it?
Ultra? No.
Any other comics this year that actually on the Batman? But before we move on, the last Halloween, I don't know if I've said it on the show, but I personally loved the artwork because every single issue, I think maybe one of them was less of this, but for the most part, it was every single artist doing a Tim Sale homage, like not an impression, but kind of blending their styles and his, and wanting it to feel just like a Long Halloween book should feel.
That's cool.
Using their own strengths. And I think it's really cool to see. Like, we've talked about how annoying it is when you're reading a book and it changes the artist for an issue or two. Mm-hmm. And this one, just going into it knowing, hey, dude's not around anymore. They salvaged some of his old one-off sketches for the covers, and that's very cool. And they got in a bunch of, his friends and colleagues to do these issues, one each artist. And Dave Stewart colors most of it, so the thing looks, consistent as it could. But as I'm watching each artist tackle Tim Sale designs of these characters and the way that they choose to lay out the page with, deep shadows, high contrast, minimalism, and, the things that from this series and from Tim Sale, it's very cool to me just to see how they interpret his style. And it felt like a very heartfelt, loving thing. Like Ozzy Osbourne died this year, and he had that amazing farewell show where everybody played and everybody came out and showed this huge fucking support. And I feel like this is Tim's, like, Ozzy back to the beginning. Like it's a really cool send off for someone that made a huge mark on this character.
Oh, definitely. I've picked up a few of the covers that I've found, the Tim Sale covers, but I am waiting for that to be fully collected before I read it. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I hope that they do an absolute of Last Halloween, because they have on all of their other.
Definitely.
Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale.
They'll definitely do
a must.
But yeah, I would love to complete the collection. It's not like, of course, the OGs are the OGs and they're amazing. And I never expected it to be like on that level or something. It's more just like, oh, this is going to be a really cool tribute to the man, Right. So I thought that was cool. Were there any non-Bat comics? I subbed to a lot of different things this year for the first time, like Wolverine and Spider-Man, Deadpool. I really like last year was my Star Wars year. I started buying Star Wars figures, getting Star Wars sketches. I'm like, okay, I'm breaking my rule. That's only buying Batman. That's only buying DC. You know,
there are no rules.
I didn't want to get out of hand with the collection. I'm like, dude, collection's out of hand. Just read what you want. Read what you want. And so yeah, I started getting some Star Wars stuff, and then this year started with some Marvel stuff, and new titles, old titles. I've really felt like sort of a renewed joy in reading more regularly because I'm not reading just the same kind of thing. I'm not just alternating between 3 and 4 different Bat titles. You know?
So for me, I've gravitated more towards the Black Label one-off stories, and
I love Black Label.
Like First Night.
Okay.
Which is I don't know if you guys have read it or not, but we recently talked about it on Bat Force Radio, where this is basically a callback to the 1939 Bob Kane, Bill Finger Batman of the Golden Era with modern storytelling and modern art techniques. And it is so badass, dude. It is so badass. And in fact, they've already put out the sequel story, Second Night. I think it was released just a month or two ago.
Okay.
But it's so cool. I love this book. This is one of my must reads of 2025.
Who are the creators?
It is Dan Jurgens is the writer, Mike Perkins is the artist, and Mike Spicer on colors.
Okay.
And
damn, Dan Jurgens. All right, nice.
I don't really like reading Golden Age Batman. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I did it once. I got one of those collections that starts all the way at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it was very cool to see once, to check it out and understand the origin. But I was like, I never need to read this again.
Right. It's just not my cup of tea.
Grumps is like, you fucking heathens.
Yeah, I know. He hates us already. But,
Oh, we're talking about his childhood back in the 30s.
I read the essential stories, but it's not my go-to read. But this is like, hey, take that early Batman with that early suit and give it, a modern twist. Give it some modern,
season
artwork.
it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's so good, so good. I love it so much.
Grumps, have you been picking up any floppies this year?
Nobody's reading the regular Batman title.
No,
these guys are like, I'll read anything but that.
Well, I'm so far behind on
nobody's reading Hush. Nobody's reading Detective.
I'm reading them all. I don't know.
I'm reading. Yeah, I mean, when it comes out, I was trying to read the new Batman #1. And
when I finally fucking mail it to you, I'm sorry.
Nah, I mean, I buy it on digital, so I'm just like, the Hush thing was delayed, and whatever. They restarted.
I'm liking Matt Fraction's stuff so far.
Yeah, it's all right.
I like that it's not, because with a monthly book, like let's say The Last Halloween, it's tied up in the mystery, right? And these are the stories I find are best to read as a trade because you're in it. And the little cliffhanger at the end and like, oh, it didn't turn out to be so-and-so, and then, you're right into the next part of the case. Right. But when you're reading these month apart or if there's delays and it's 2 months apart and you're like, what the fuck's going on now?
Yeah.
And so I like that Fraction is kind of, there's some through lines between these first few issues, but he said that he wants to make it more like standalone issues that work by themselves. And I've been appreciating that because I can just pick up my stack and my pull, whatever it is. And, I can read The Punisher and then I can read Wolverine and then I can read that. And I don't feel like I'm lost at sea and need to read the previous issue again. Maybe that's just me and my shitty memory, but
no, I'm right there. I mean, that's why I wait for the trade because I hate having to. Oh, what happened last issue? Okay, got to go back and read that one.
I'm still mad right now. I got to wait till Christmas for fucking Stranger Things.
I mean, it took, I don't know how many weeks it took for Batman #3 to come out. I think they're up to 3.
Yeah, I have 3.
And then Hush.
The third one has the Minotaur from the animated series, And I was like, oh shit, it's going to be a Riddler issue. And it wasn't. It's just like the Minotaur is his own thing.
So, I don't know. I need Gordon back. I need, Alfred back. I need,
It is weird. And I think that's like within our, little team huddle group. One reason why a lot of people haven't been reading the main series is because they killed Alfred off.
Yeah.
Still a lot of bitterness about that.
It was so long ago, though. Come on.
I know.
I still give Tom King shit at Terrificon.
He's like, it's not my fault.
I was like, my buddy was like, you see that guy over there? He's gonna give you shit for killing Alfred. He's like, he gives me shit all the time. And he's like, I'll protect you from him. And I'm like, what the hell's going on, John? He's like, nothing. And Tom King's like, it's not my fault. I didn't want to kill Alfred. And I'm like,
that's the commission you needed. Didn't we do that at the Dallas Con where
the zombie one?
He drew a zombie Alfred.
Oh God.
Yeah, he drew a zombie Alfred with a zombie no, it was zombie Robin. Remember he opened the book and like used it as a reference? And I'm like, there's no way, dude. He was great with that. But yeah, like ever since Alfred died, it was just like, okay. Now what?
Do you guys know what this Night Fight business is?
Night Fight. Is it different than KO?
I think it's KO related, where the Robins all dress up as like their version of Batman.
Oh, weird.
So wait, I heard about that, but I had no idea what's going on.
Joshua Williamson and Dan Moore.
I have issue 1 of KO over here in my pile that I haven't read, and I don't know. Is this like a Night Terrors thing where it's like there's a KO and then like each character gets their own fucking version of it?
I don't know.
It's a huge fighting match, and what's happening is like there's all these different characters are fighting each other. Apparently, in the last like Superman one, it was like there was like 3 rounds against his opponent, and then each opponent gets to pick whatever version of themselves to fight the other one. And I'm like, wait, what? I can't wait to see this in a video game.
This sounds like a video game. Like,
that's exactly what they're doing. And then at the end, whoever makes it has to fight Darkseid or something. I don't know.
What the fuck?
But there's too much going on. I'm like, where do I begin? Like, because there's a Marvel one, and there's a Deadpool Batman.
Oh my gosh!
There's a Deadpool Batman and then a Batman Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like both places are doing that, and there's this KO thing happening at the same time. And see all these covers of everyone fighting each other on both sides. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Not just that, but they had already done Black Canary Best of the Best this year, which is a boxing match over like 6 issues, I think, where Black Canary and Lady Shiva are having like a fucking fight to the death in front of a crowd. And when I started reading it is because Ryan Sook did the artwork, and I thought the artwork looked great. But I'm like, why the fuck is anyone fighting Lady Shiva, first of all? And the way that they justify it is very good, and there's a good, strong character, emotional way that they get into it. But I was like, I just read that, and now they're doing this KO thing that seems similar of like,
just a quick version of it.
Yeah, and then like you said with the crossover, it's going to follow now with Superman, Spider-Man, and God knows what else. And yeah, it seems like a really weird time.
At least we're having a crossover. I feel like we haven't had a crossover in a while.
Yeah.
It's like it was kind of needed, and here we are. Make it a video game.
As far as non-DC, I want to shout out Corinne Howell over at Vault Comics. Lilith was great. The first run of this concluded, and there's going to be a second volume coming out next year, I believe. And that was probably my surprise book of the year because it's not a superhero book, but it really grabbed me from the first issue. It was funny and a little sexy and a little violent and a lot of different things wrapped into one. And I thought it was really cool. And I got it's on the wall. You probably can't see it, but right there is my my Lilith commission back there. Yeah, right above the fan. I ripped apart this whole fucking room. It's a mess right now. I wanted to ask about.
Hold on before you. I just wanted to mention this book by Mark Spears, Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I mentioned that on here before. Beautiful artwork though, and I guess it's a book with kind of like the Universal monsters and some other monster stuff, but yeah, I'm doing the Gramps on that one. I bought 1 or 2 issues, and I go to the comic store infrequently, so that's something like I want to own the trade or whatever because the art is so beautiful,
Yeah,
and the covers and everything. So yeah, I would recommend that if you're into Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein type deal.
Nice.
I've heard great things.
Yeah, cool.
I started reading this book by Image Comics called Viking Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it's about, a group of Vikings come over to the New World and encounter some, indigenous Native Americans here. And there's big werewolves. So imagine Vikings versus werewolves. And it gets crazy. It is, I mean, heads getting ripped off and all sorts of awesomeness.
I'll play that video game.
Yeah. It's and I think it's a relatively new series. But I saw that on the shelf around Halloween. I was like, flipped through it and I was like, yep, this is going in the cart here.
Going in the spank bank. While we're on the subject of comics, was there a particular artist that really stole the show for you this year? Like, we talked about different artists coming in on last Halloween, or what Dragata's doing with Absolute. Like, is there an artist that you would give it up to this year, doing some of your favorite new stuff?
Steven Subic.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of werewolves, Batman Full Moon.
Mm.
This book is sick.
Yeah, he did the Riddler year 1, and I've wanted to check this out. I was trade waiting, and then I must have not realized the whole thing was out.
Yeah, it just like with Riddler, he's kind of got that, I don't know, his style, but it kind of emerges and evolves throughout the book. And I don't know if some of that's because of deadlines or the plot, but it really fits and presses the story forward in a way.
Is it still that real kinetic energy, kind of messy sort of?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
In some parts of it is, especially in like book 1. I think it's only a 3-book story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it could be a very quick read, but you've got characters like Zatanna, Man-Bat.
Nice.
Yeah. Who else is Constantine? It's kind of like a Justice League Dark book, and yeah, it's great. check it out.
Dave, did you have a standout artist off the top of your head?
I don't know. Just starting like variant covers, I guess. Like Jenny Frison is always like crushing it. Peach has a couple of covers that came out this year. Lieber Mayo, man, anything he pumps out. Like when he began the year with that Wolverine cover that came out of MegaCon.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is how we're starting the year, dude.
The Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah. And then after that has just been, he's just, you see his posts and like, that's going to be a cover too.
Yeah.
Man, that's smart. I would love to own one day.
Yeah, he's okay.
Just a bit, right?
He may have a future.
Grumps, any standout art on a book this year?
I don't have anything.
Okay. I just wanted
I don't keep up enough anymore. So
I wanted to throw it out there that we mentioned what Snyder's doing right now, and he was always famously teamed up with Greg Capullo, and he is what got me reading Wolverine again for the first time since I was a kid, because he did Wolverine Revenge this year, and I believe it was Tim Townsend on the inks, and they had this. There's like the regular comic, or there's Marvel Red Band that's like polybagged like an old porno magazine or something, and you got to cut it out and whatever, and it's like the uncensored extra gory one, and this is like a just like the title says, it's like a revenge flick, where he gets killed in the beginning. He gets completely blown up, and then of course all of his different body parts create a new Wolverine, and he goes after fucking Omega Red and all the guys, and every issue is just him tracking and confronting one of the people who blew him up. And it's a very simple story, and month to month it was no like, I wonder what's going on with this. I don't remember. It's just like, oh, he's fucking after Sabretooth. Now, okay, cool. Let's see what the fuck this looks like.
And Capullo did the art?
Capullo did the art, and it is really, really fun. It's just a few issues, like maybe 5 issues or something. But it's called Wolverine Revenge, and it got me subscribing to Marvel again. Nice. And it's just like, if you like when he leans a little bit horror with his artwork, like Endgame and Death of the Family and that kind of stuff, where it gets real gnarly. This was a really cool way for him to explore that. So art-wise, I thought that was really cool. I also, speaking of Marvel, got into some older titles this year. We were talking about, we kind of get behind on TV shows and then you got to go way back. But after years of not allowing myself to collect other publishers, I finally did. And I found some of my new all-time favorite books. And one of them, we talked about Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, but Spider-Man Blue.
Nice.
Oh my God. And this is the gigantic library edition.
Nice.
But Spider-Man Blue is a sort of retelling of the like Gwen Stacy era, and it's done in like a present tense, looking back, as a Peter Parker who is kind of making peace with his past. And it is so fucking well written. Like, I read this and Superman for All Seasons, both this year, I think. And my Jeff Loeb ranking changed so much because they're both like, he's good at, big crazy event stories, and he's good at long mysteries and stuff. But Spider-Man Blue and Superman for All Seasons are both just perfect like character studies, and they're emotional and they just really, really hit me. So wanted to shout out Spider-Man Blue. If anyone hasn't read them, there's different there's different characters get their own treatment. Like there's a Hulk Gray, I got that one. There's a Daredevil, and there's a Captain America, and I still need to pick those up and complete my collection. But
you should definitely read that Daredevil Yellow, because they're all kind of connected in some of the themes, and each character, just as with a lot of these comic characters, they're kind of tragic heroes, right? And Spider-Man especially, Daredevil especially, and the tragedy that they have to, the sacrifices they make, the relationships that they lose, all those create these storylines, and that's what Jeff Loeb's really exploring and pushing in these books. And the Daredevil Yellow is almost like an apology letter, or just a kind of a remembrance love letter in a way. And I won't.
Yeah, and that's similar to this. I mean, I don't want to talk in too much detail either.
Right.
But the first time I read this, I remember I bought it at one of my local comic shops. I'm actually wearing the t-shirt, Books with Pictures, and they have this little courtyard, and I just sat there in the courtyard and just read it and was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And when the last issue came, it hit me hard, man. Like I was crying. And I remember months later, I was like, I really think that's probably one of my all-time favorite books now. Like I want to read it a second time. And so I went back and read it a second time. And I remember my wife seeing me, and I was like, "It did it again! It got me again!" I was like, "Fucking hey, man! It's just such a perfect fucking story. It just checked all the boxes for me, and yeah, some of Jeff and Tim's best stuff for me,
especially their covers. I know that you have the collected hardcover there, but the covers on Daredevil Yellow, it's some of Cell's best work in my opinion.
Well, and like I said, I read this and Superman for All Seasons as well, and that was a completely different art style. Like, it had sort of the When in Rome Catwoman watercolor stuff going on, like that era of Tim, but like with more like minimal inking kind of, and it just has this very like Norman Rockwell sort of old Americana vibe to it that just works so well on like the Kent farm, and again another really like just emotional kind of like, who is this character under the hood, kind of a story, and God, it really just blew me away. And then the other one that I wanted to bring up, because since I've been catching up on Marvel after decades, I thought the best way to do that is I've been seeking out the omnibus versions, so I can just, I want to check out that character. I want to check out that character. Let's just give me a whole lot of it, and I'll research what's the one that seems the best for me. And one of them that I loved was X-23. I met Craig Kyle a couple times. I got to work with him a little bit. He's the co-creator of X-23, and the X-23 omnibus is phenomenal. And then I got the all-new Wolverine one where she takes over for him. That was Tom Taylor. I did not like that as much. It was fine, but tonally, I think he works better for like Nightwing, because she was like her story is very violent and fucking hardcore, and she was a fucking Weapon X program lab rat, she's got some traumatic shit. And then in this new one, it was like, first issue, they trained me to kill, but I don't have to be like that, and I'm not gonna, and so it's like, we're putting the claws away most of the time, straight up from the beginning. I'm like, well, that's
different.
like I'm reading Wolverine Revenge on one hand, and then I'm reading this, and I'm like, I miss when this was a little more dark. So the answer to that was Punisher Max.
Punisher Max. That is some heavy stuff.
This is, as I've said on the show before, like I think pretty much my favorite read ever is Frank Miller's Sin City. You know, it's just that fucking, I don't know. I love it so much. And this hit me in the same way. Like it's modern comics, but it's just so unfiltered. It's so unsanitized. You get in there and it's like when people see Batman and they're like, oh shit, you know, and they get scared that Batman's there, right? When I'm reading this, Punisher walks into a room and you'll see a hardened criminal go, Jesus, fuck. Oh, no. You know, like he just like recoils from this dude. And it has Punisher born. So it starts with his origin in Vietnam and really gives you a sense of who he is.
And I think that's I've only read a few books of that, few singles. And I remember thinking, how are they getting away with this? Like, oh wow,
yeah,
wow.
And for me, it was like finally, because I hate watered down censored bullshit. You know, when I don't know, Tom King loves to write profanity, but it always gets censored in the books, and it's like just fucking, it's Black Label. Let him say it. You know. The shit drives me crazy. So reading this, I was like, holy fuck, this is like as they would say, like a hard R rated movie. You know, it's really intense. And the problem is this is out of print and expensive. And I tracked one down and I got it. And then the fucking second volume is out of print and even more expensive. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to spend $400 on a fucking single book. So I'm just going to wait until I find one or they reprint it. But yeah, that and X-23, amazing omnibuses. So we're about to get to our very last segment here. Were there any older titles that you guys came across this year, like mine, that you'd never seen before, like maybe an old classic or something that just went under your radar?
Well, I've had this book on my shelf for a number of years, and I've always thought, you know what, I'm going to read that eventually. I'm going to read that eventually. I'm going to read that eventually. And finally, it was just like, okay, I need to just dive in this thing because it's a big, thick book.
Yeah, they're intimidating when you're reading these fucking 900-page stories.
Right. But I've always been, and this is a fictional story, but it's also a true crime story. It's historical fiction, I guess is what you could call it.
Sure.
I've always, even as a kid, I grew up reading Sherlock Holmes books. And I love stories set in like that Victorian era timeline. And just, I've always been fascinated by the case of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
So this book, From Hell, by Alan Moore.
Oh.
With art by Eddie Campbell. It's about obviously the Jack the Ripper murders, but it's not so much about, who did it. I mean, it's very clear from the beginning who did it. It's more about how did they get away with it and the conspiracies, because there's so many conspiracies and theories about that case that is still ongoing. I think even this year there was a story where a guy owns a piece of linen cloth or something like that has some DNA on it that is linked directly to one of the suspects that they had always tried to put the pinned down as being the killer. And according to his research and this DNA from this cloth, in his mind, it 100% guarantees that this person was the killer. But it's kind of subjective with how you look at it. But this book is based on actually the research that Alan Moore put into this thing. It took him years to do all the research. And it's based on another book that another author wrote, but it's so fascinating because it involves elements of politics, especially with the royal family. It includes just basically a survey of the socioeconomic situation in that time, because the Whitechapel area of London was basically like Gotham City. It was the worst of the worst.
Well, yeah, and that was the basis for Gotham by Gaslight for the same reason.
Gotham by Gaslight, and it talks about, there's a lot of mysticism and paganism and religious aspects. I mean, it's so, there's so many things going on in this book. You're like, what did I do here? What did I get myself in? But I couldn't put it down.
Went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, went down that rabbit hole. I think I even recommended it to Don. The one thing about it is this.
Yeah, I ordered it. I have to read it.
Yeah, this version is all black and white, which is really cool. I like black and white stories, but I think they've even come out with a remastered version that's in color. If you want,
like modern color.
Mm-hmm. But it's one of the books that Alan Moore is also best known as. I think they made a movie with Johnny Depp about it, but the movie's not good.
Okay.
It's kind of, it loosely follows the book, but the story is so well crafted and so well researched, because what I really love is that about a third of this book is the appendix, where he goes almost page by page explaining everything shown on the page,
like citing the sources all the way down.
Exactly. I mean, even down to, if you notice here, this guy's wearing this type of, suit or whatever, and a lot of the architecture and all this stuff is just crazy. So well researched.
Nice.
So yeah, from hell.
All right.
More.
Well, the last thing I wanted to ask, and I know that I think only half of us are art collecting at this very moment, but you're all welcome to answer. I'm going to start with Dave, though. Sketches of the year. Do you have a favorite that you were able to get at a con or at maybe a CGC opportunity or something?
Yeah, I didn't do as much this year as I did in the previous years, obviously. But talking about Gotham by Gaslight.
Year. I forgot about that.
Yeah, earlier this year at C2E2, Sean did. There we go.
Oof.
The sketch cover, and
Sean Murphy killing it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That's definitely one of my favorites. And then my second favorite is obviously he did this in San Diego.
Oh yeah,
nice. Yeah.
That's awesome. Nobody draws a Batmobile like him,
He just has a good time. So those are my two top ones that I got this year. Pretty unfair, but no complaints.
Yeah, perks of the job.
Yeah,
Did either of you guys pick up any art this year?
No.
Okay.
I make art.
That's a great financial decision.
I will close it out then. I'm going to be doing Stash Wars with Mike the Sig Slayer. I'll go through more in depth on that show, but I have to represent Lee Romeo. We talked about him.
So awesome.
That's insane.
He's been pretty much my top favorite artist since 2008 when Joker came out. And I have a Joker from him from last year. And this year I finally got to meet him in person and get that Batman that I absolutely love. This next one is one of 2 Jim Lees that I got this year from the CGC event. And it is, there are times when I look at this thing and I'm like, this is just the best thing on my wall. That's Jim Lee and Alex Sinclair with the 92 style suit. And I asked them for a little battle damage. And I'm just in love with this. Like I'm probably gonna get this tattooed on me. No joke. I fucking like to get.
What?
Yeah, I've been looking at like because one of the reasons I started doing it is I have
Get
this
it on
idea.
your face right here.
Yeah, and then we can kiss. But I have this idea of like I want to get my own commissions tattooed on me because a lot of people will get characters or whatever that I like, but I've never seen anyone who's an art collector who then takes the art and puts it on them. Maybe somebody does, but I haven't seen it. So yeah, I want to do that Wolverine. And then the last one I want to show is the newest, which you guys have already seen, but the Joe Rubenstein.
Yeah, that's sick, dude.
Frank Miller recreation.
That's amazing.
I mean, that feels identical.
God,
it's insane.
Like this, I'm telling you, man, like this on the wall, I had to, there's some gaps now because I had to take these down for the video here to show you. But when I walk into this room and I see that one on the wall, it's just like, oh my God. It's so good. So I could not be happier. And there's so many I would love to share, but man, it's been a good year. It's been a good year for collection. Despite being poorer than ever, I'm still finding ways to get it done, man. Still selling old sketches and doing whatever I got to do.
There's willows away, man.
I did the math the other day on the sketches I got this year, and it is about 1/3 of my income this year.
Oh man, dude.
Yeah. So that's why I haven't bought any figures in a while. Like fucking,
you gotta cut costs somewhere.
Yeah, dude. That's why I didn't go to as many cons as I wanted to. It's all.
That's where I'm at with my budget is the figures and the vinyl.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we didn't even get to talk about figures, but I know you guys want to wrap up. So, thank you guys for checking it out. Our little chat about the end of the year. I know we've been off longer than we thought we would. Dropped a little random episode there for a bit with, I believe it was Poison Ivy. And we've got a couple more that we did in the summer that I'll edit and get out there for you guys. And then hopefully we'll get back to it before long. But Sammy needed a break. It's 10 years of podcasting and I'm getting tired. We've never had a season last this long. I think usually we do about 9 months. And then we take a break for a while. And I think this one lasted about 1.5 years before finally I was like, I have to stop. So anyway, thank you guys. It's good to see you guys again.
Yeah.
And shout out to Rare Mark, the sponsor. And we will see you in 2020 motherfucking 6.